It's digital game time!
Hello and welcome everybody to another edition of DGT Live, coming at you from the Central Coast of California. I'm Leo, along with
Francisco!
and
Oh, yeah. We don't have a Rick anymore.
no Rick, hashtag Rickless one more time. He has been out and he's been abandoning us, and I don't know where this comes from, Rick. Francisco, I'm gonna call him out right now. And he's standing right next to me, isn't he?
Oh, snap.
You summoned
Rick.
you summoned me. So who gathered the
Come on, Rick.
who gathered
Your name.
Oh, Rick.
Yeah.
Who gathered the 7 Dragon Balls?
Seriously? Were you
DGT in the building indeed. I'd like to welcome everybody joining us, like AJ Bishop. Remember to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All that keyword Digital Game Time.
That is game time. What?
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 So
A relic of the past. Also,
Also.
Also.
Instagram
merchandise. Sweet shirts.
Oh, you're finally wearing one. Cool.
Sweet shirts by yours truly and Francisco here.
No,
You can
I
find
don't
it
got
at
one on. I don't got one on.
digitalgametime.com/merchandise. What's up, Rick?
What's up, guys?
The
Yeah.
people want to know. What's Look, they asked us questions. We didn't answer them because it's not our place.
That's not.
AJ is saying Rick is back. All caps. Lots of exclamation points.
I see that.
There is a God.
Yeah?
I don't want to get your
His name is
guys' hopes up.
Quetzalcoatl.
I don't want to get your guys' hopes up. Today is a random day.
Is a
Double
what's that?
We were singing the double. It was just kind of one of those days where everything the stars aligned, guys.
Yes.
The stars aligned. So I was able to make it today. I don't want to keep your guys' hopes up. I can't say about next week or the following week, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be here. But it's good to be back, guys. It's good.
Cool.
Rick is a CIA agent now. It's supposed to be top secret, but I know you guys can keep a secret.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill Leo real quick though.
All
Got
right,
tangled.
guys.
So what's up, dudes? What's going on for tonight?
I mentioned that is game time because we're about to go through our next transformation. We started this, back 3 years ago, 4 years now? 2015, wasn't it?
2015 it was.
Yeah, it was 2015. That's when we started. And we had no idea what we wanted to do with this show. We just knew that we wanted to be family friendly. And because of the fact that we were all fathers, we came up with the name Daddy's Game Time, which later...
I think essentially, if I remember correctly here, the concept was we're just going to put a camera in front of us
and talk.
and we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Just about random stuff that we normally talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the concept, as I remember it, was just to talk about all this stuff about gaming, movies, pop culture, but from a daddy's perspective, you
Yep,
know,
yep,
it's kind of
yep.
hard. It's kind of hard for a daddy out here, you know.
Yep.
So it's
Trying to
just
make
kind
money,
of like trying to
pay the
get it
rent.
done, trying to keep our hobby alive.
Yep.
But it's not easy being a pimp.
No,
I mean, it's not easy being a dad.
not that.
So
And
Family
play
friendly.
and,
Family
you know,
friendly. Family friendly.
Well, the family
feed.
friendly went out the window relatively soon, didn't it? Like within the 3rd episode, Francisco was talking about a lot of controversial stuff on the show.
What's that?
No.
Yeah.
No,
About
no.
terrorism,
Oh,
Al Qaeda,
okay.
Bin Laden.
All right.
Big Brother's listening.
Well,
So
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. We were
No.
talking about the Joker.
right. That was the first episode.
family friendly has always been, I guess, the baseline of our topics.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to do.
But the
The connotation behind the name is that some people out there saw it as something sexual, something, bad. And so they're like,
Perverse.
you know what? Okay.
Lewd.
After we thought about it, we're like, yeah, I
Shrewd.
can see why. I mean, that's not what we intended, of course. And we always had to explain to the new people that watch our show or people we met at cons what our name was and why we were named that. And it became kind of tedious every time we had to explain, because every time we said our name, you always got the look like, what
Daddy,
is this?
Daddy,
Yeah.
Daddy, what? Daddy, what now?
Daddy what?
So we were lucky enough to find a domain name that fit our logo, DGT, and we just changed daddies to digital, and we became Digital Game Time, and that's what we've been doing for the past year now. It's been about a year, you think?
About.
Yeah. So for about a year, we've been Digital Game Time, and nothing has changed. It's still the same family-friendly show. We're still, talking about our lives here and there, about our children and whatnot. And so essentially, it's the same thing but different name. Leo and I think Rick too, because we actually talked to Rick about it a few times. We came to the conclusion that this show is not working out. And
See you later, guys.
This is our final episode.
this is
just kidding.
our
No.
final episode. Oh, look, we have 600 subscribers on YouTube now. Yay.
Yay.
That's awesome.
It only
Yeah,
took
yes.
it only took 4 years.
4 years.
yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I think that what we have planned, what we have in store is
We
actually
just
going to
talked
help
about
out.
how we got started 3 years ago.
Yeah. I
You
know.
said 4. I was gonna correct it, but I said I'll let Leo have that one.
Um,
I'll give it.
so basically, the show gets to be a little tedious, if not boring at times, because not everybody out there that watches us shares the same ideals or likings that we do. And so what we may find funny or interesting, it may be boring to someone else. And so our show tends to run kind of long. We've noticed that
I don't really think it's even that. I think it's just the fact that we speak a little differently than a lot of people,
millennials. What?
No. It's just that everybody on the internet
We
has
love you,
this
millennials.
100 miles an hour type of talking where they have to give you all the information. Bang, bang,
Right,
bang, bang,
right.
bang.
Yeah. We
And
like to take our
we're-
time.
We're laid back, This is we're treating
We're
it
old.
as a hobby.
We're old.
Well, maybe you, but we're just treating this as a hobby. I'm
you're
just
like,
kidding.
this
I
guy,
give
this
this guy a
guy.
hard time. No, but we're treating this as a hobby. This is just for fun. It's not.
We don't get paid.
We don't get paid for it. We bring it to you, just I guess,
For fun.
Genuinely,
I
yeah,
think-
just for fun.
I think one of the things that's always been, at least to me, at the back of my head, in regards to the population and the
Oh, yeah.
In the back of his head.
It's the real one.
I was gonna say I got something on my back.
Got
Uh,
unhooked from the Matrix.
I got unplugged. I think nowadays people want, like how you were saying, like kind of get to the point rather than just talking and generalizing everything. They want edited. They don't want so much live. They want quick clips of just straight to the facts. They want transitions,
Spoon-fed.
effects. They want things to catch their attention, like little kids that just want to see words and captions and effects and stuff that are just thrown out there randomly at them.
Yeah.
And that can work.
Chubby Moon.
Chubby Moon. Yeah.
Yep.
Chubby Moon.
Chubby Moon.
And that
Chubby
works.
Moon.
And I'm not saying that that's
For
wrong. I'm
those
not
of you
saying
that
that
don't
that's
get
bad.
the reference.
Go back a few episodes when we were
AX.
at AX Anime Expo.
Funko Pop Leo.
We're doing the tour of the vendors hall, and Leo looks at Funko Pops, and yeah, it's funny. Just go watch it.
So
Just watch.
this basically what just happened is what I was referring to, that people don't care
Segues.
about all this, clutter of what's going on. They just want straight to the main topic.
So we market
Although
ourselves.
AJ Bishop says he wants a 5-hour episode.
Oh, gosh.
So
Okay, so we market
I
ourselves.
might make it happen for you.
We market ourselves as a news
Black Friday.
source, as a
Friday?
place where we give you what's going on in the world of entertainment, movies, pop culture, video games. And yes, we do that, but we like to talk about it too.
I'm
And-
gonna create like a filibuster gaming channel,
where you're just talking
Just
nonsense.
talking for 12 hours straight.
That
But
would
see,
actually be a record.
I'm gonna hook up a catheter
I-
to myself.
I don't think so, because I think there's been people that have literally died for playing too
Yes,
much,
Koreans
and we're talking
I'm not
like
saying playing. I'm
Just
saying
talking.
Just
straight
talking. Well,
filibuster.
that-
looking at a screen.
you're gonna be commenting on
demo.
like past gameplay or something.
Yes, I'm gonna read like.
We're
like
gonna
video
create a
game
playlist,
manuals.
episode 1 to now, 136. Just play them all, and you're gonna be commenting over the commenting
I'm
that
gonna
we're
read
doing.
the Windows 95 for
Oh
Dummies
my god.
phone book sized manual.
So that being said,
Kill me now.
Sorry.
there are people who don't enjoy this that's happening right now, right here, and there's also people who do. So
Special guest.
we're very aware of the fact that we have a divided audience, per se. There was, for a while, we had a Melinda Stewart. She was like a regular on the show. Like every week she was on, she will comment, and then all of a sudden, like, she's just starting disappearing because she probably realized, like,
You're boring, bro.
exactly. She probably realized, like,
well, part of the reason why a lot of people stopped watching us, remember, we would personally send out invites over Facebook.
oh,
And
we
then
stopped doing that.
Facebook
That's
made
right.
some update where you could...
It's annoying now.
You couldn't do it anymore.
Because now we're bugging people.
You have to directly message
yes,
them in a share.
Instead of just giving you the little notification saying, like, so-and-so invited you to watch them live, now it's an actual messenger message.
Yes.
And we don't like doing that because it's invasive. So, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of it. So, yeah, going back to our update transformation of sorts is that we have decided to keep this show live every Monday, but it's going to have a big change where it's not going to be structured around the news anymore. We will discuss the news. We will discuss important topics that are happening that are important at that point, but we're not going to have a list anymore. So essentially, DGT Live is turning into a podcast. Right, Leo?
That's right. You're going to get the same show pretty much, but not so formal, I
No.
guess. That's
Mhm.
what you're seeing right now.
We're going to
We're
be
gonna
laid back.
We're gonna just kind of sit down.
I
and
didn't know
talk.
we were that formal, guys.
We're not that formal.
We
but-
tried. That's the point. We were trying to be professional. We were trying to be more formal, delivering the news, talking about the facts, everything that was happening, leaving our personality a little to the side. And of course, it still bleeds through. And so we can help it.
And just
So
when
now
we were
we're
gonna
just not
bust out
going
with
to-
our news anchor intros, where we're like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So now it's just laid back. Now it's just for fun. And now it's basically the whole reason why we started this show is because a lot of our friends, mutual friends, will tell us.
That's the plan, Bishop.
It's like, you guys, whenever you get together, you're insane, because it's
Yeah.
like they knew us individually, and then we get together, and it's like we were like a TV show to them, basically. And so
Right,
it's like,
that's
hey,
true.
let's make one. And so here we
We
are.
can do this,
Yeah.
but apparently it didn't come through organically.
No.
'Cause
Season
we got
4
the
was
lights,
cut.
the camera, the action, all that, and we
We didn't
kinda
get the
just
green
turned
light.
into, let's be appropriate.
Yeah. So now, don't think that we're leaving the news behind. Don't think that we're leaving the appropriateness behind, because now we're actually going to have, and this is exciting. I'm smiling because I think it's a great idea. We're about to spam the heck out of you guys and give you content almost daily. How's that gonna work, Leo?
We're gonna have news segments, little blurbs, like 2 or 3 minute blurbs,
And as Rick is leaving the show.
and bringing you like the day's news or
The
the
actual
the week's news, for DGT, and hopefully people will kind of pick up on some of that stuff and will enjoy what we have to give to you. And at the end of each week on Monday nights at 7 p.m., as we have been trying to bring you since the beginning, we're just gonna do like a podcast style show, so we're just gonna be sitting down, just maxing and relaxing.
Maxing and relaxing. And just basically talking about our daily life.
Is that the proper way of
to a
using that
point.
term, maxing and relaxing?
That's the way Will Smith uses it in The
all right.
Fresh Prince.
All right, I'll allow it.
Maxing and relaxing and shooting them b-balls. Blah, 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 blah. That's not how it goes, but still.
But you get the point. So basically, Monday nights, DGT Live. And then on Tuesday, you will have a segment about the news that happened prior to that Tuesday, during that Tuesday. Wednesday, you get another segment with the news. Also, on Thursday, if yours truly Rick over here decide to join us, Thursday is his day. So basically, Tuesday will be Leo's, Wednesday will be mine. Thursday, if Rick decides to check it out, will be his. And then on Fridays, it's Fun Day. Friday Fun Day.
Friday Fun Day. That's where I will typically be trying to bring you live streams for
And
gameplays.
I will try as well, but typically Leo is our stream guy. He's the one that's able to do so more often than Rick or I, because it's just his day. It's his free day, I guess,
Well, Friday
to a degree.
afternoons is the only time I have out of the whole week. Believe it or not, we have this show about gaming and stuff. It's the only day I actually have time to game, and when I game, I try to bring it to all of you.
And he does a good job. I actually find myself watching too from time to time.
Really?
And Leo's hilarious. I have to say, the other day, I don't know why I was cracking up when he's just eating. He's just watching Rick
my
play,
God.
and he's just like, oh, big old sandwich.
how
like,
embarrassing.
Like nothing's happening. And I'm just looking at this guy
The funny thing
chilling,
is-
watching Rick play.
The funny thing is, Leo was commenting. He was saying, like, I don't know, I feel guilty about eating in front of you guys and this and that. And I was like, dude, like, you shouldn't. Like, that's what people tune into, just to see people do stuff like this. Like, it's no points. Look at Twitch. Look at, like, all these other live streamers. You're going to see them.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They don't
Big
even
old
apologize.
soda, big old ramen soup, cereal sandwiches. They're
man.
just like, it's common. Like, it's like,
But see, that's the thing that we weren't able, or I guess we were able to, but we didn't want to do in DGT Live is
Yeah.
being informal. We wanted to be formal. We wanted to be something we're not, basically. And so with our I guess so. Sorry, guys.
Francisco pushed the damn
Sorry, guys.
button thing here
Rewind-
with the cane
rewind-
and the brown-
Rewind the trailer. No. So we were talking about the trailer Aquaman at New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con is happening or was happening this weekend. And so they show an extended trailer of Aquaman. DC, Warner Brothers did. Because I guess, the bad publicity of the DC movies happening. And they spend so much money on this trailer.
And Ariel
that-
makes a cameo.
She does right there. Look at her. And so I watched it. And I
Come
was
at me, Disney.
mesmerized by it.
Come at me.
Because this is
well,
a
they
movie.
are Disney, so.
This
probably
is a
will
movie
come at
that
me.
was that was done well. I was blown away by how interested I got from just the trailer.
So,
Okay.
the actual filming of this, was that
Before Justice League,
it was?
Mhm.
So they already had their
Mhm.
leg in the door.
at least the beginning of it, they had started.
Okay, so it's kind of like a project that they had to finish.
Yes, they had to because Justice League happened, and
And then they decided DC Universe no more.
well, you weren't here last week, but Leo and I were talking about the fact that Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are no longer part of the DC Universe. They are out as Batman and Superman, respectively. And so now we only have Wonder Woman. But this movie looks as though it's going to stick because it's very well made and it's epic and it has everything you will expect out of a film that they took the time to actually complete.
Right.
Instead of Justice League that got manhandled by two directors.
See, like
And-
this should have came out before Justice League.
Yes.
Wonder
Yes.
Woman should have came out before Justice League.
Yes.
That, I think, would have boosted their
Numbers a lot.
platform as far as, look what we can do for you guys.
Exactly, but they wanted to catch up to Marvel. They wanted their Avengers, and it was too soon.
Marvel Studios.
We knew nothing
know what
about
they're doing.
Batman. We knew nothing. Well, I guess we did knew something about Superman, but nothing about the Flash. Nothing about Cyborg, and that's fine. That finally a movie studio decided that they're like, okay, you know what? They're fans. They know their backstories. We're not gonna repeat them. But they're still necessary.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, you want to fall in love with the actor that's playing that character you really like.
If anything, I think they could have omitted a Superman and Batman origins because we've kind of already seen that in the past.
Yes.
But the rest, I think, was deserved.
Yeah.
Because people don't know much about the Flash,
Mhm.
Aquaman, Wonder Woman,
Right.
Cyborg. I mean, I
Yeah.
would have loved to have seen a
How
Cyborg
he
origin,
becomes, yeah.
not just a little, 5-minute reel of how a cube touched him and he became fused with it, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, I want more.
Yeah. So I don't know.
In my
I
head.
mean, I hope that this works to keep the universe alive, even though they already said that they're just doing movies however they fall.
So are they using this as kind of like a piggyback to say this can potentially lead to finally expanding it the correct way?
I think it depends on how much or how many people actually see it.
Justice League redo.
Yeah, and if this does well,
Redux.
Wonder Woman we already know does well,
Howard the Duck.
and then depending on
Marvel.
Shazam, you have 3 core characters that can effectively bring that universe back together. At this point, one of the reasons why Henry Cavill quit is because he didn't want to do a cameo in Shazam. He was like, dude.
Oh, so he was basically like, either you do this or you're out.
No. He's been in talks with Warner Brothers since Superman 1 to do his own Superman 2. And that was what became Batman v Superman. And then later on they did Justice League and his Superman 2 never came, or Man of Steel 2. And so he got fed up by it. It's like, I was in a contract for a movie, for a feature film, not for cameos.
Gotcha.
And so he got tired and it's like, see ya.
I would have said the CG mustache was enough.
I think that's part of the reason why all this debacle even took place.
That's
So the
hilarious.
Pee-Pee
That's hilarious.
Longstocking sequel or reboot's coming at you, and it's gonna take place
Yeah.
in the future.
I don't know what this is about. I think this
I'm
is
just
done
kidding.
by.
This is not Pee-Pee Longstocking.
I was gonna say, what?
I think it's either
It's starring,
Del Toro- oh no! It's Lord of the Rings
starring
director,
the
Peter Jackson.
Undertaker
Yeah, this one I
right
have.
there.
I
Was that
don't really
Wolverine?
care about,
It's
but
kind of dark. I can't really see.
it's a brand new film done by Peter Jackson, filmmakers from Lord of the Rings and The
Does
Hobbit.
it have anything to do with Lord of the Rings? Or
No,
just...
it's just the directors. It's
Oh, okay.
It's like Leo's saying, it's kind of like a dystopian, Middle
Waterworld
Ages
2.
future type of mashup
Never
and steampunk
Post-apocalyptic.
type thing.
Without the apocalypse.
That doesn't really interest me. I don't know. I was like
Post-apocalyptic in the past.
that so much so that I didn't even care to learn the name of the
Oh,
movie.
like Fallout.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, it looks
that-
interesting.
That was
I
Jet
mean,
Li. Jet Li looked like he
That-
did a good.
that was not
Jet Li, bro.
that was not.
What?
Dude. It's obviously Rufio.
Right. Man. Yeah. So
Well, there was a
Lots of
V for
Asians.
Vendetta guy.
lots
Agent-
of Asians.
Agent
Asians
Smith.
is good.
Francisco, I urge you to stop before you say anything more
Family.
racist.
I'm not
Friendly.
being racist. It's just
I'm not being
It's
racist.
just-
We
it's
gotta
cool.
we gotta have like a filter button that we could just like.
like
like,
like
moving on.
you. Yeah.
Moving on.
Well, it's a
what's better?
trailer. But yeah, so Comic-Con this December. I guess they're gonna give us the name now.
AJ, I haven't gotten any new Funko Pops yet. I'll let
BG
you
was
know as
released
they
at
come in.
Comic-Con.
BG?
Biggie.
Biggie?
Weren't you looking for him?
No, I already pre-ordered him.
A
I'm just-
Funko
I'm
of
just
a
waiting
Biggie?
for him to arrive.
Yeah.
You have a problem, Leo.
The BIG.
Why?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the
You have
camera
a
I
pro-
can't really see it, but if I step to the side, I mean, yeah, I don't know if you can see.
So what are you saying? I fell in love with Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, a long time ago. As in the movie that's coming out for her, or are you?
They are making a movie.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So they're working on
Another
that.
superhero movie?
Bruh.
Gosh.
Bruh.
Yeah, she needs her own movie.
It
What is
it
this?
would be
Is
amazing.
this the same one?
She's
This is
actually-
Overlord.
I
That's
think
another one that I
she
didn't
actually
really care about.
fit the bill good with that character. She's already played her like in 4 or 5 different films.
Mm.
She's gone from blonde to redhead to I think even brunette if I'm not mistaken. But I mean she does it well. And she does definitely deserve it. If Aquaman got his own movie.
Yeah, dude, but
But
wow.
Aquaman's way better than she is.
No,
He's
she's
way more famous.
she's an awesome assassin.
She is.
Yeah, but she's not a superhero.
speaking of
Even more.
Avengers,
She's a hero.
Speaking of
not a
Avengers,
superhero.
there was a thing that happened over the weekend with Jimmy Fallon and Mark Ruffalo. You know, he's always the one spoiling, the movies or whatever.
again another one.
So Jimmy Fallon asked Mark Ruffalo, "Hey, what's the name of the new Avengers movie?" And he's like, "You know what? The name is," and they blipped them. And he goes like, "Oh, please, Jimmy, just cut that. Don't get me in trouble with Marvel, blah blah blah." And then almost immediately, the Russo brothers that are making the movies, the Infinity War movies, send them a tweet. It says, "Ruffalo, you're fired." They were just playing
Joking.
around, joking, whatever. I mean, he got bleeped out, so you couldn't really hear. Guess what the internet did? And I didn't even think this was possible.
They were able to restore the audio.
Yes.
What?
A fan spent like almost 20 man hours de-bleeping the bleep.
Deep bleeping. They bleep
Like
you.
going layer by layer of audio
Dang.
just to see what he said.
So do we have a name?
The Last Avenger.
The Last Avenger.
And I
Dun,
mean,
dun,
nobody
dun,
knows if he was just
dun,
joking.
dun, dun.
Who knows?
Dun,
Because honestly,
dun,
nowadays
dun,
they
dun.
purposely say and
Yes.
do
Yes.
for
By the way,
publicity.
that
for,
wasn't an Avengers theme. It was the original Ultimate Fighting
He-Man.
Championship theme from
Oh, I thought it was He-Man.
1993.
From UFC. That's right.
Dolph Lundgren, He-Man.
Yeah.
What?
So yeah,
Remember that little crystal thing that
and this is what we meant
that
by
they hit,
being
they,
more
they,
laid
they
back.
hit the keys to do the portal. Like,
Jeez, it's been so long.
So
I don't remember the tune, but I thought you were trying to sing that.
No.
oh, this one's cool. Have you guys seen Riverdale on Netflix?
I have
Nope.
not.
But you know what it is, though, right?
Nope.
So basically, you've seen the Archie comics from
Yeah.
back when. It's the Archies, but it's set in modern times, and they're more dramatic than drama itself.
But are they the characters?
They're the characters. But the first episode, we know right away that Archie has been sleeping with his teacher, and they are
Wait, what?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those comics were, I think,
And
kind
so-
of
yeah,
elusive.
whimsical, and they were very like happy-go-lucky, whatever, family-friendly. But yeah, Archie sleeping with his teacher, and they're down by a river.
a lot of stuff was implied, I
Yeah.
believe, but
And-
never like really
All of a sudden, you see a body floating off of the river.
nice.
And so they're the witnesses, but they don't want to say anything, because then later have to explain why they were together at that time at the river. And so that's Riverdale. That's well, this it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which comes from the Archies, and we already had a series back in the late 80s,
Early 90s.
and so it was a comedy. Well, this Netflix spin-off is actually very freaking dramatic.
Wait,
and
what does
very-
this have to do with the witch, the teenage witch?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's her. They're doing a series now because she comes from the Archies, but she's coming from the world of Riverdale.
The actress?
No, the actual show.
Oh,
This right here.
Okay.
What you're seeing right here, Leo. Rick.
Yes.
Leo.
Yes.
So yeah, I can't remember the name. It was something very
Lou Diamond
Evil.
Phillips.
no.
The name of the show he's talking about.
Let's see. They're gonna say it right now, but basically it's very violent, very implied with the dark arts.
I was gonna say this looks nothing like the old Archie comics I used to see in the
I know,
newspapers.
that's what I'm saying. I will tell you that I did try to watch Riverdale. I watched maybe 3 episodes, but it's okay. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. That's what it's called.
So it's like Sabrina meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Exactly. Now, see, this one is interesting me, but the Riverdale show was kind of like
As long as it got the talking cat.
it was boring. It was too much
Yeah.
of a teenage drama type of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Pretty
not
white
into
kid with
this.
problems.
Exactly. Only a little more dramatic. But yeah, Russell Brothers. Speaking of, I don't even know what this is. Looks
This,
like
this is still
Harry
all
Potter.
Comic Con stuff that
Yeah, this is all the trailers that came up at Comic Con.
should we forward to some if we don't know what they are?
Nah.
No, we'll just talk about
We'll
what
talk
happened in
yeah.
the UFC this weekend
Oh,
while this is
dude.
playing. Dude, did
So-
you see that fight?
Yeah, Shish Khabib.
Shish
Khabib.
Khabib.
Shish Kebab. Khabib.
Most.
I would not
Most.
disrespect that guy.
No, he was.
He is
It was an
one
amazing
bad
fight.
Mother.
It was an amazing fight, and
Conor McGregor is out. He even I know I'm not a fan of UFC. He's old. He's
look,
done.
McGregor is a good fighter,
But he's
but he's
done.
got that attitude,
Mm.
and
no discipline.
it's no he
What?
he has discipline.
No.
He has discipline, but that's his tactic. He's there to upset you. He's there
He's
to
the
get you
wild
off
man.
balance.
Yeah.
But the thing is, kind of like Silva, I believe?
Anderson Silva
Anderson Silva, right?
we might want to
or
talk about
Vanderlei
this.
Silva.
or Vanderlei Silva.
Vanderlei.
Which
Brazilian,
Which Silva
the
are you
Braz-
talking
the
about?
Brazilian
They're both
guy.
Brazilian.
The dark skin, the one that broke his leg.
Okay, Anderson.
He had that kind of cocky attitude as well. And if you can put it out there, but you can tear it up, then all right. That's you. That's your character. That's your traits. That's your strength, your personality, whatever.
Check our audio, Francisco.
Connor, I think, opened his mouth too many times. And in this particular incident,
We're good.
he lost. It was a good fight. I think it was towards the end of the 4th or the 5th round. He got choked out. He tapped out. It was a good fight.
Tap out.
Nothing against either or. They put up an amazing fight. It was a good battle that they had. But those tactics that he used finally kind of came back to bite him in the butt.
Cut up to him.
I'm not defending Khabib or Conor,
Most.
but as it is,
He doesn't watch The Office. He doesn't know.
no, I don't. So as it is, I can't stand it. I watched a couple episodes.
Oh
and
my gosh, Rick.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
sorry.
Maybe
Go ahead.
Maybe it was the beginning. Maybe it was the beginning. I just couldn't get past like the third or fourth episode. Wait till the season finale, right, Leo?
Oh wait. You only saw season 1?
Yeah, like the
That
first
was
few.
that was almost like a pilot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, dude. Like
No, you
Season
gotta-
2 starts getting
it
good.
just kind
You
of
gotta
killed
start
it.
it like at season 2 or 3.
And then by season 5, you're like, I can't get enough of this show.
Maybe
Yeah.
eventually. Alternate
sorry,
timeline.
sorry.
Rick probably
Continue
likes it.
with your thought.
Continue.
But yeah, so
With your
I
nonsense.
believe there's a whole bunch of clips out there. We're not gonna post any links or anything, but you can search
We're
for
not?
them. There's different angles of different fans recording the outcome, the end of the
Right.
brawl, and a lot of them are defending Conor, and some are now defending Khabib, saying that he was being hassled, he was being essentially bullied, and he was being disrespectful or being disrespected, and that's why he did what he did. And then they were using that as the Conor is the victim, and he shouldn't have had gone through that. But I think I could be wrong, but I heard that there was one clip showing that Conor actually threw the first hit to one of the guys that came in, and then that's when the other guy, Khabib's trainer or whoever it was, jumped over and
Okay,
hit Conor.
so here's what I know and here's what I saw. These guys had beef going back
Yeah.
months
Yeah.
before the fight.
Yeah.
There was going to be a pay-per-view one night where I don't know if you heard it on the news, and he was
You heard it here first.
and he was arrested
Oh,
for
no.
it and all that, and charged. Conor McGregor and his boys,
When he hit
they,
the bus?
they started hitting the bus. He threw
That's right. I
he
remember
threw
that.
stuff like what was it, like
It
a
was
dolly or
it was a
something?
dolly.
At the bus, and he
got arrested.
He almost it broke a window where there were other fighters. A few of them I think got minor injuries.
They might have over exaggerated, but I think it was a couple pieces
and-
of the broken glass that
yes,
scratched.
and because of that, because of the athletic commission rules, they were not able to fight that night, and that's what upset Khabib so much. And meanwhile, Conor McGregor got away with a slap on the wrist. Basically, he didn't really have any consequences, and it just goes to show how the UFC does have its favorites, despite them saying they don't. And that's part of what made Khabib so upset. Now, when
Mr. Wong to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, quick pause. Leo reminds me of Wong from Doctor Strange.
okay,
Wong, you're invited to the wedding.
anyways, so then fast forward to this fight, and I'll be honest with you, I think Conor McGregor fought a great fight. He employed the same tactics he always does.
Yep.
It's just that typically when he fights against guys that are A+ level jiu-jitsu or wrestling ground technicians, he doesn't fare as well.
Nope.
He fares excellent with stand-up fighters.
Striking.
But this guy was able to take him down.
Yeah, there was a few
and you
moments
saw what happened.
when Khabib
And-
went toe to toe at just striking range
and
too.
once Conor McGregor started stuffing his takedowns, he went toe to toe and he survived, and he went back for a takedown. He got the submission. He won the match, and now here's where he went after one of the cornermen or one of the guys from the camp of Conor McGregor. That guy had been on TV shows previously or internet shows talking mad trash about how Khabib and his boys were not real fighters, and if anything were to ever go down, he would not back it up and he would not do anything about it. So this was his way of going straight to him after his win.
Oh yeah, he was.
And
I mean, he's
he
been
did
leading
a
him on for the
straight up-
longest
What
time.
now?
He did a straight up like Bruce Lee movie stomp on the guy.
Yeah.
And when McGregor saw this, and this is from a compilation of videos that was released on the internet, McGregor tried to jump over too and engage also in that brawl. Security stopped McGregor, and when McGregor was up on the fence and they were holding on to one of his legs or something, he saw the the cousin or trainer or one of the training partners for Khabib
Mm-hmm.
was right in front of him. He swiped right at him, and he was an older man. He's not like he's a young
younger,
guy just like him. He swiped at him, and that's when the other two gentlemen that were from his camp, which one of them I think was the cousin, the other guy was just another guy that he trained with.
Those are the ones that jumped in
They
afterwards.
jumped in and they started dropping some bombs on.
Yeah, but see, that's
on,
what I'm saying.
Conor
A lot of the
McGregor.
media was trying to say that Conor, because he was exhausted, he was recovering from his loss, his fight,
He just lost.
that he was just there like, oh, don't attack me, kind of. But no.
Oh, that's what they made it seem
Yeah.
like. And when you watch it live,
Yeah,
that's
no.
what it looked like. But when you see the footage of
All the different
everything that
perspectives,
happened, you realize Conor McGregor is not so innocent.
No.
And so it was a big deal. I think it was great for the UFC.
サイヤ人はフリーザ軍の命令通りに働けばいい
But in the sense of
カカロッタまだ保育カプセルの中か
自慢の我が息子よお前の潜在能力は天才的だ我が息子ブロリーを辺境の星に飛ばすおつもりだとか俺はブロリーを最強の戦士に育て復讐をする
時間がないかもしれないんだフリーザはよからぬことを企んでいる星ごと消えていただく
When you got a
絶
good
好の
thing,
機
you
会
gotta
じゃない
milk
で
it
すか
forever and ever until it dries up, until that cow is sent to the slaughterhouse and put into someone's burger.
look, I've never seen it all the way
not,
through.
Not this one. Not
his baby Vegeta.
Not this one.
So I'm on board with whatever Dragon Ball.
No, but
wants
that's
to
I
pump
think
out.
I think what Pancho was basically relating to is how
We
many
know.
more Dragon Ball movies are we gonna be seeing?
Show me something different. Is what I mean. Something not
Well-
in the past again. How they became.
Well, we had Dragon Ball Super, so that was good. I mean, we had something new. It wasn't just a reiteration or a Kai or a remake or a re-edit of what we've seen. It was a new series.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, it's like, how are they gonna do Super 2? You know?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, we know what happened, and if you've seen the Broly movie back when it came out back in the mid '90s,
Broly.
we know where he come from.
Yeah.
We, basically, essentially, they're just trying to
Like
make
angels.
them,
Angels.
what's the word? Canon into the Dragon Ball Z story by
Other than just the two movies.
yes, by inserting him into the actual story of how Goku came to Earth, how Vegeta is the Prince of all Saiyans, blah blah blah.
What was
blah, blah,
Goku's dad's name again?
blah. God.
I forgot his name.
Lou
Diamond Phillips.
Diamond Phillips.
So what are we watching here?
This is another one of those trailers that we didn't really care about.
I thought it was because I saw the good and the bad angel, I guess is what it was. It reminded me of
it could be.
what was that? Lost. Remember Lost with
Yeah.
the good and the bad
Mm-hmm.
spirit or whatever
The
the heck they
smoke.
were. The smoke,
And,
the smoke and
yeah.
machine thing.
that was such a good show. Such a bad delivery at the end, but yeah.
I get the ending. I
Yeah.
get it, but yeah, it was kind of a weak execution.
They gave us a lot of subplots that
Yeah.
never got explained. That's my gripe with it.
I remember, and we just totally like dismissed this altogether. We
I
didn't even
don't
know what.
that is.
I
but
remember when Lost was on air. I
Mhm.
saw an episode. I was like, okay, it seems interesting. I saw the next episode, and it was like one of those like back on the island, back at home,
Good
back on the,
eyes.
and it confused the crap out of me. I'm like, I'm done.
So that's a Prime
I'm
Video
done.
exclusive. Man.
But then I saw it. I
Oh, this
binge
one
watched
looks
it,
good.
and I was hooked. And I was like,
Okay.
dang, the Lost or Lost.
I saw episode 1. I liked it, but not enough to watch episode 2.
oh, it's because you gotta
Really?
wait for the season finale.
I just it didn't hook me.
How's
Did
your,
you watch the staircase yet?
How's your journey with Breaking Bad?
Oh, jeez, it's
He will
painful.
finish it before he dies.
Someday
folks.
I will finish it, but it's like one episode a month right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm averaging.
The volume on the trailer
There's so
is
much
loud. Did
other
you already
good
adjust that?
great
Yeah, I
stuff.
already
Oh,
adjusted
okay.
that. Yeah,
That was a
it started
past,
being, yeah.
past comment.
Yeah, we're good.
We're
So
good,
is
guys.
this a Harley Quinn
Yeah, Harley Quinn's
Story?
DC, yeah.
coming
Yeah.
soon?
It's cool. You know, it's
yeah.
good. It's
I
all
just
good.
saw Bad Blood the other day. It was good. Good.
Bad Blood.
Yeah, Batman.
Mm,
DC
okay,
animation?
Yes.
DC knows animation.
I've
Mm-hmm.
been meaning to watch The Death of Superman. Back in the 90s, when that happened in the comic books, that was like the biggest event in comic book history, that Superman actually was going to die. And they told you. and I actually read all the comics that led to it. Were about like maybe 30, 35 issues of comics for like during two years and a half, showing how Superman dies and how he comes back in 4 different entities with this DNA. It was the Eradicator, Superboy, Man of Steel, and what was the other one?
They've done an
The
animation.
Cyborg.
They've done an animation on there, right?
Yeah, it just came out not too long ago, so that's why I've been meaning to grab it and watch it, but time.
And my was Daredevil season 3.
Oh, did you see this, Leo?
No,
this is the
have
first
not.
time I'm seeing it.
Man,
I heard about it, but I
this
haven't seen it.
Was the ish right here? Let me just say that
Family
this
friendly.
looks good.
Please
This
do.
looks so good.
Is Cottonmouth back?
No, Kingpin is back though.
Cottonmouth wasn't even part of Daredevil. He was Luke Cage.
Kingpin is
And
back.
he's dead.
And
He died, Leo.
And he's
Ain't coming
mad.
back.
He's mad, yo.
Kingpin.
He wants revenge.
Kingpin was amazing in Daredevil season. Was it 1 or 2?
One.
1 and
was not in part
on Punisher.
And Punisher, yeah.
Punisher. Oh my goodness.
He's back. He wants revenge against the devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen.
And the lawyers that sent them to
Well,
prison.
if Venom is not involved,
The
there's
Mighty
no point
Ducks
in
guy?
watching this.
Well, we have a new villain, and it's been confirmed. You don't see it in the trailer, and they don't give you his name, but it's Bullseye. And in the comics, Rick, maybe you know that Bullseye takes...
Not the movie Bullseye.
No.
Not the movie.
In
Bullseye.
the comics, he takes the persona of heroes, and he makes them look bad. He did that with Hawkeye. He did that with Spider-Man. And I believe so with the Punisher as well.
Basically, he never misses.
Yeah.
That's his ability.
Yeah.
So he portrays them, does crimes or murders or
Yeah,
whatnot.
I saw Suicide Squad with Will Smith.
Okay. Sounds good.
So basically, he assumes
Essentially like that guy.
he assumes that
Isn't it the same character practically? Like Will Smith.
It's like saying Deadpool and
Slender Man.
Deathstroke and Slender Man. Who
Marvel,
copied who?
Marvel and DC have a history of having similar heroes on their sides. So I mean, can't blame them.
Batman, Wolverine,
Well, not Wolverine. but it's more Iron
Superman,
Man, Batman, but okay.
Superman, and
Shazam. It's the same.
It's the same
universe.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can see that.
But
I can
yeah,
see
no,
that.
dude. He takes
The
on
red
the
and all.
persona of the Daredevil, and he's making him look bad. The Daredevil is committing crimes around New York City. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. We need a little
I thought
October
something
18.
different.
October 18 is when it comes out. I
season
believe.
2 of Daredevil wasn't so great in my opinion as the first one.
I think
But
as we were
way
comparing it to the
way
first
it
season.
ended was so good. It was like excellent the way it
With
ended.
season 2 of Daredevil, that they were introducing the Punisher.
Yeah.
They were giving Punisher
Yeah.
his story.
He was definitely the best part of that.
Yeah.
But the way it ended, it was awesome. It was great.
Yeah. And then Defenders develop into that, and I think Defenders is more the story of Danny Rand, but Daredevil,
Well, because they didn't really properly give Danny Rand his origin, so they had to mix him in there, and that's why.
Have you seen the new
Iron Man 2, Iron Fist 2?
Venom?
Did you
No,
like
I
it?
didn't
I
see
loved
Venom.
it.
dude? I'm telling you.
I'm sorry,
you know,
which movie?
Iron Fist. No,
Iron
we're
Fist.
talking about
Serious.
your favorite.
Oh, no.
Your favorite
No.
Defender.
It got so much better, dude.
I gotta watch it.
It's like
look.
10 times better.
Daredevil season 1, Daredevil season 2, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and then I think you had a Iron Fist at the very bottom. Iron Fist 2 is right there with Daredevil, dude.
With
Right
season
there.
1 Daredevil?
Yeah.
No way.
Well, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe right
dude.
below season 1. Maybe right below season 1, but
Okay.
it's up there, dude.
We'll give it to you that you have really, really high expectations for things like this.
Yeah,
But
watch it.
I can assure you
Watch
that you
it.
will enjoy it.
Watch it, but make sure you have that big old tub of popcorn.
Yes. Like, keep you
To make it worth-
interested. No, so
worth
you don't fall
watching.
asleep.
Oh.
Old man Leo.
Oh man.
So AJ Bishop saw Venom at the theater this past Friday.
Ah,
They were expecting it to make 50 to 60,000 of $1 million.
and didn't it make 80?
It made $80 million. So sequel coming up. Even
Yeah, but
though
the-
it got 4 out of 10 in Rotten Tomatoes, or
Really?
like it got like 4 or 5 out of 10. It got a terrible score.
The
Dang.
problem with this movie that I see is that it's not connected to the actual universe, and so they can't really have Spider-Man in there. I'm sure they're gonna find a way to put him in there after their deal with Marvel is done.
Well, this is with Sony, right? I
Yeah.
mean, Sony did this. So
Sony did Venom. I mean, they
yeah,
have
I
Marvel's
can see how
input.
they can't get. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like they're two different universes. the thing that bugs me about it is that how does he become Venom when there's no Spider-Man? You know, the Venom DNA.
You're gonna have to watch the movie, Francisco. You're gonna have to watch the
comic
film.
book wise, they're related.
Mm-hmm.
Venom became Venom after Spider-Man was Black Suit Spider-Man or the symbiote. So
it
that's
got Spider-Man's abilities. In other words,
so that's how he's saying, how did Venom in this version become if Spider-Man wasn't even involved to begin with? So I get that. So as far as I know, the current actor, I keep forgetting his name, of Spider-Man,
Tom Hardy. Oh no,
No,
Tom
that's-
Holland.
Tom Holland.
Tom
he
Hardy
has
Spider-Man?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he has a contract for 2 more Spider-Man movies, right?
And then they're gonna review to see if he can continue on the Marvel universe.
with
Plus,
or if
Tom
they go
Hardy
from-
With
is
the
going to be the
success-
next Wolverine.
with the-
Mark my words.
with the success
be.
of the Avengers and Spider-Man.
He has that slouchy look,
and
you know.
and the
Hey, bub.
and the what's it called now, this with Venom, I could see them kind of saying like, hey, you know, let
Oh,
me
God,
throw you a
what
bone and you
is
throw me a
happening?
bone here. I can see how part 2
Sorry,
or part
guys,
3 can
we
include
weren't paying
Venom in there.
attention. There was some naked action happening. But,
Really?
But you know,
Semi?
yeah.
Fast forward it.
Debleep you
I don't even know what that is.
this Halloween.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Just look. Let's look at our pretty faces.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
So yeah, so I mean, I loved Homecoming. I loved all the Marvel films. I loved Infinity Wars. I cannot wait for more of this stuff. It sucks that and didn't Chris Evans, didn't he tweet like within the past week that they
He's
finally
done.
they
He's
wrapped
done.
up filming of Marvel or
He pretty much said his goodbyes. He's done as Captain America. His contract is done.
Yep.
He's done with the
Yeah,
character.
I read that tweet.
The
and
Last
I read
Avenger.
some of the
And
internet
Iron
hoopla
Man.
about it.
Iron Man.
And that's why he's going to be the last Avenger.
That's what I was gonna get at. You know, segue.
he was
to our
one of
bag.
them that didn't disintegrate
And
at
and
the end.
I
so.
think he's gonna be the guy who sacrifices himself to save
Him
everybody. He's gonna
or
get the
Iron
glove with all the pretty little stones on
Him
it,
and or Iron Man.
and he's
Or
going
both of
pretty
them.
little gloves.
and he's gonna sacrifice his life.
I think both of them are gonna die. Both Captain and Iron
I
Man.
You
think
heard it
Cap-
here first, guys.
I think Iron Man will somehow perish, but it's gonna be more because of a suit malfunction. It's gonna
No.
be very
No, they're
Anticlimactic.
I'm pretty sure they're
gonna.
gonna do a switcheroo kind of thing. I'm pretty sure Iron Man is
No.
going to sacrifice himself, but in the process,
he's gonna he's
Captain
gonna
America's
die of,
gonna,
high blood
push him out of the way.
pressure. Like he's gonna have an aneurysm.
No,
And
because
also remember
with the tech that he has installed in him, he would never die of natural causes.
He's
What
gonna have
happens to Thor?
something. He's gonna get like
he's
a
also
cold.
done.
He's gonna get like a really
yeah,
bad
but
cold.
he's going back to Asgard, his people.
Okay.
So he
yeah.
So
he
that
he,
gets
he
exposed.
So
has
he could
to
go like 10
yeah.
years without making a
Right.
film after going
Yeah.
back to Asgard.
he,
That's right.
he has to return to his people, which comic book wise, Asgard is
It
now
has
in
happened.
Ohio
Yes,
or
I know,
something like
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
So I mean, he leads his people, even
Yes.
though Thanos basically wiped them out. So I don't know where they're gonna get more Asgardians.
Yeah.
But
Does
anyways,
he become a Cleveland Browns fan? I wonder.
possibly.
Probably.
Going
Possibly.
to Ohio.
No, okay, so that's a good explanation, yeah. And who else do we have after them? Ruffalo and
Who is fired?
He's
Black
fired,
Widow,
so
she's
he's
gonna
not-
get her movie. There was another one. Who was the other one?
Hawkeye. Hawkeye's gone. Ant-Man's gone.
Yeah, but they don't care.
But that's what I'm saying.
I
They're
finally
just-
saw
they're just-
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Good movie, right?
A great film.
It was a
It
funny
was
movie.
so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so. Almost fell asleep during the film. I was like, just get
more
to
popcorn.
it.
More popcorn.
Just get to the action.
It was a fun movie.
It took a while to get to the action.
Really? I thought
But when
from the
it-
If you
from the-
haven't seen the movie,
It started off great, but the middle's like,
hold on a second because
And
we're
then the
about to
ending
drop
of
a
it-
big old spoiler.
and then the ending of it was just kind of like, sweet.
Okay, so at the end, you know what happens? You know, the reason why he didn't get wiped out, more than likely, is because he's in the macro
dimension universe, whatever.
whatever they call it. So
Micro
somebody
machines.
on Twitter posted a picture when he is going down there
You should,
looking.
talking to the mic.
I am
Francisco.
looking for that lady Jane, I think is her name, the mom,
The
the
mom.
mother. Okay, so as he's
Mary
driving,
Jane.
Hank Pym is driving, you know, into
His
his
little
little
machine.
thing. On the background, you see a nicely formed city,
The
little
Pizza
tiny
Planet
city.
truck?
Really?
You see a skyline, and so I can remember of
Micro
a
machines.
comic book that uses micro people, but they're saying that they're probably gonna come into place to defeat Thanos. Because
Well,
yeah.
I mean, also remember Fantastic Four. They also talked about the pocket dimension and
the
this
pocket
and that.
dimension, yeah. Mhm.
So there's tons of possibilities where they can go
The
with
Marvel universe, as we know it, we haven't even scratched the surface, Leo, and you're already tired of it.
this. I know. Old man Leo's ready to give up.
I'm done. Give me more Batman.
Marvel Khabib you.
Give me a Joker movie.
Made you tap out.
Oh man.
No, I think one of the
No,
main...
you know what though? I always say that, and so it just brings my expectations way up for any superhero film that I see. And if I see a movie that's based on a superhero that I enjoy, more props to you.
See,
Like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Here's
like
another
that.
thing. Here's another thing.
Black Panther.
Here's another.
Here's
Black
another
Panther.
thing. Here's another thing.
Black Panther
So
was overrated.
if I remember correctly, if I'm not mistaken, when Thanos, snapped his fingers, all the gems basically like popped, burnt out. Remember at the very end of the scene, he said, "I can finally rest, watch the sunset, whatever." He didn't have the glove anymore. So I'm assuming it's gonna be like a Dragon Ball kind of thing where the gems
Gotta get all the
no.
Dragon Balls.
So
And of course, this time
The
they're
Last
going to be found all
Avenger-
quickly.
the last Avenger, I'm assuming, despite whoever it is gonna be the Gamora that's gonna sacrifice himself.
Speaking of Gamora, I have a gripe with the internet, and not
Hold on.
so much with the internet. Hold on.
No, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I just want to say this. I just want to say this. I just want to say this. I just want to say this.
Hold on.
Go.
What is Gamora? Okay.
Okay. No. So remember, Leo and I, at least you hadn't seen it at the time, but we were talking about Infinity War. Leo and I were very upset about what Star-Lord had done or lack thereof, to stop Thanos. And so, you know what? He's not at fault, Leo. He's not. I just realized I rewatched the movie, and okay, first of all, that had to happen. According to Doctor Strange, I think that had to happen in order to get to the ending that's favorable
14
to
million
them.
and I don't know how many
But
possibilities.
if you're gonna blame someone for not killing Thanos, you have to blame Thor for not aiming at the head.
Well, yes and no, because
It was Thanos or Thor's fault.
It can go either way, because if you remember,
Sorry,
he
but
chucked
it was very out of
he
character
threw
for Star-Lord.
he threw that Stormbreaker right at Thanos. And remember, he was hitting it with his beam. So even if he aimed at his head,
No. But what I'm getting at is the whole thing, the little speech he has, like, remember I told you, like, he's being all cocky about it, like.
yeah, but he was pushing that axe in. He was killing him.
Well,
I mean, yes,
I agree to
guess
disagree.
I guess he could have held his hand and you're dead. I guess he could have done that.
just put it out,
But
be
it
more
was
violent
it
about
was
it.
nobody's fault because things were laid out. I guess per Doctor Strange.
So you got to remember,
We're
he's
gonna
an
happen.
alien. Maybe he had his brain not in his head, but like on his shoulder.
Well, I
His
know.
throat.
I know the things that we've seen over the internet about the new movie, and there's been a lot of spoilers. I don't care. I mean, I like reading about the news and what's happening, what people find out. We've seen the original suits for the original heroes recently. Pictures that fans took on location or whatever. So that tells us that they're going to go back all the way to the New York fight. So that should be interesting.
Now listen,
Listen.
this is
Hey,
all
I mean,
good and all, but
Captain Marvel.
Avengers is all right, but they just don't have good enough villains. They got They got like two good villains.
Loki, bruh. Loki,
Loki?
Thanos, what's his name? Warmonger.
I'm going to assume that certain rules are going to apply, kind of like in Dragon Ball. You know how they wished everybody back,
Killmonger.
but only certain people are gonna
You don't
come
even
back.
know which one it is now. You're so confused.
The real one is Killmonger. The one I
Not according to
invented
what
was
you
Warmonger.
said.
So I'm going to assume that with Captain Marvel, they're going to do kind of like a time lapse kind of thing, where they're going to start in the 90s, but kind of end over in current time.
And
So
that's how they're going to meet her, because that's when she falls to earth. See, internet?
so
I'm telling you.
you heard it here first. So all these Infinity Stones, and with her, and because remember, there's Adam Warlock in the mix too. Adam Warlock is the one that I believe.
I think it's Jude Law, the one that's playing him.
Oh, yeah?
I have a feeling that's going to be him.
He has that look.
Yeah.
So what does Coco play in all of this?
Coco.
Coco.
She remembers.
Coco.
She remembered. She remembers at the end.
Okay.
But there's all these possibilities.
That's our hour. Drop some comments below. See what you think about this nonsense.
Time's up.
If you thought that we were not structured before.
Before we say, I just
say
want to
that.
bring something up.
Okay, bring it up.
The xCloud was announced today by Microsoft. This is today's news. What do you guys make
Don't know
of it?
what that is.
Oh, you don't know what it is?
No.
Well, they've mentioned stuff like this before.
OneDrive?
Where it's like if you have a
I
smartphone,
have a OneDrive.
a tablet, a smart TV, whatever, anything
A
that can
blender.
download stuff, anything
Oh.
that can
blender.
play like Netflix, for example.
Okay.
They're gonna have
Refrigerator.
this streaming service where you can stream their video games and play them.
Ah, dude.
And,
It's
we're
like-
not
and
there
they're-
yet.
It's
We're
like
not there
NVIDIA
yet.
Shield.
Yeah, like PS Now.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not there yet, but what was
We're
it
not
this
there yet.
weekend? They
So it's Microsoft's
they re-
answer to.
They released
PS Now.
the SpaceX program, isn't it? Which is going to give us
Oh.
5G networks,
Is it?
wireless networks.
Did you guys see the rocket yesterday?
Well, 5G is coming
It's gonna
out.
be expensive.
5G is coming out, and they're hoping that the bandwidth is going to be good and stable enough to where they can bring this to the masses and make it work. Right now, they have it working at a 10 megabyte per second, which is huge. No network right now will run that at a stable
State-of-the-art.
state. You know, you're gonna have lag and all that. But with the new
Lag at
networks,
that.
the new networks that are coming
Lagatha.
out, that are being implemented right now to the wireless networks,
Mhm.
it's becoming a reality that our networks are just about to get good enough for them to do this. Last week, Google announced their interactive streaming services that they're going to be rolling out in just a few weeks, actually, for testing. Microsoft today announced their xCloud service that they're going to be rolling out next year for testing. And I think it's pretty fascinating, guys.
What
I
does
think
what
it's-
is what does Elon Musk have to say about this?
Oh, he probably owns all that stuff.
He's probably up there already using that 5G network.
He's on 6 right now, bro.
No.
You know
So you
that.
guys can have my 5G.
Yeah, seriously. That's like his old one. It's the
Hand
one he
me
was
down.
using.
I've
in, like,
maxed out.
that's
I've
the one
capped.
he was using in 1999.
All right.
Did you guys see the spaceship yesterday? The spaceship, the rocket.
I saw pictures of people posting UFO sightings yesterday,
At
but it was
Disneyland.
actually that.
I actually saw it. It was pretty amazing, guys. It looked cool. If you're not, I'm into like all that astrology stuff, astronomy.
Astronomy.
It's cool. It's cool stuff.
Your friend Cecia worked on it, didn't she?
I do not know if she's in that department or not, but yeah, she could have.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for another edition #with Rick
With Rick.
of DGT Live.
Hashtag Rick.
Plus Rick.
He's our +1 tonight. Please stay tuned throughout the week. We're going to be bringing you some news segments, and I hope you guys. Wait a minute.
Don't
ding,
die.
ding, 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 ding. AJ Bishop's telling us Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement.
You
Awesome.
actually got him interested.
Yeah.
So
He's teaming up with Triple H to face The Undertaker and Kane at the
sweet,
upcoming Crown
sweet
Jewel.
shin music,
Sweet-
and then
no.
he's gonna break his back.
No, sweet chin music.
So, oh yeah, sweet shin music is what we.
that was our thing, sweet shin music. We used to kick each other in the shins.
because we could have lifted up.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for today for another edition of DGT Live. Until next time, enjoy your games and love your families. I'm Leo along with
Rick.
and
Francisco.
ciao.
Hello there. Digital Game Time, your show about games, movies, and pop culture is now live every week. Follow them and watch the show every Monday on Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Comment, participate, and interact with Leo, Rick, and Francisco as they tell you what's happening in the world of entertainment at facebook.com/digitalgametime. Also, be sure to follow them on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch at Digital Game Time, and check out their t-shirts with original designs inspired by pop culture at digitalgametime.com/merchandise. And remember, enjoy your entertainment and love your family.